This week on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Camille, what are you doing here?
Friends on hold.
What are you doing here? You need a moment?
You're still condescending. That's my point. You've always been condescending to me. Since day one. If you weren't, I did feel bad for you the first day I met you at
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 5. Let's get right into this. Okay, guys, so I thought this was an amazing episode. I really did. So let's get started. So the episode starts with little clips of all the women doing their thing in their element. I loved seeing that Garcelle was looking at the opening scene of her movie and she says, "Mom, I wish you were here to see this." The first actual scene is at Jennifer Tilly's house. She has Kyle and Sutton over. And Jennifer Tilly, what an interesting person. So she has this creepy Chucky doll, Chucky's girlfriend doll, and she even serves the doll a glass of wine. She has multiple properties, very nice, all of them. As we learned a while ago, she's set for life. This woman owns part of The Simpsons. This house that she was in, where she's having the women over, she calls it the Playhouse. So they're there. Kyle's having a party, a cowgirl party. The cowboy theme seems to really be popular right now. We just talked about Married to Medicine yesterday, where they're doing that as well. This is the first time Kyle is throwing a party in her house without her husband. I don't know why she's making it into such a big of a deal. I mean, he disappears for almost all the parties anyway. Remember that one time where he was just dancing with some random girl that Kyle got mad about? Oh my gosh. So they then talk a little about the girls' getaway that they just took. Kyle feels like the conversations that she had with Dorit were productive. They aren't totally okay, but it was good. For Sutton, not so much, because she got into it with Dorit literally at the very end of the trip. Sutton says that Dorit was missing the whole point that she was trying to make. I guess I'm missing the point too, because I don't know what the point was. She says that it's about the group being able to communicate, but then I'm like, Sutton, you didn't have anything to do with what you were bringing up. And Kyle is asking as well. And Sutton says, well, at dinner, I heard that Erika whispered something to you. And the point is that we shouldn't be talking about people behind their backs. Oh, okay. Then some creepy clock starts to ding at Jennifer's house. So then we see Erika go over to Dorit's house. Dorit says that she hasn't spoken to PK in 2 weeks. Erika says that she wants Dorit to know that she's there for her. She knows that the group might not be there for her, and Erika says that she knows what that feels like. Dorit says that she feels that just like Kyle, she feels like they definitely made progress talking things out. She feels like at least now they're like actually at the beginning. They both say that Erika and Dorit, they both say that they're loving Bose. When they came from the trip, actually, Bose and her daughter left that same day to another trip to Brazil. I think it was. So Bose is currently in Brazil, but she'll be back by the time of Kyle's party. Erika is also a little mad at Sutton because remember, Erika is sort of the reason as to why Sutton brought the thing up at the Sprinter, because Sutton was calling out Erika essentially. Okay, so then the next scene is Sutton is getting ready to work as the moving company for Garcelle because Garcelle's beach house is finally ready. Remember, she bought the house, they knocked it down, and then she built it from scratch. I'm so happy for her. And having a house by the beach sounds amazing. So Sutton is literally driving the U-Haul truck. Why is she always screaming at her assistant, though? They then, when she pulls over to Garcelle's house, and they start to put things inside of the U-Haul, all three of them, Garcelle, Sutton, and her assistant, and then they get on the road to go down to Garcelle's beach house. It's about an hour away from her actual house. I really like the inside of the house. They show it, and I'm so proud of Garcelle too because she definitely earned everything she has. Like, she didn't rely on anyone. She did the damn thing herself. So then, after looking at the house, all of it, she shows it to Sutton. They go up to the balcony and they begin to talk about Dorit. Sutton says that She knows that they have to be there for Dorit and all this stuff. Garcelle then says that when it comes to Dorit's robbery, she thinks someone had something to do with that and that Dorit was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I feel like we've always known that it was a possibility that the whole thing was fake. We all talked about it. My only confusion is, why are y'all talking about this? That was like 2 years ago? Like, that was so random of Garcelle to just out of nowhere, like, bring up the robbery. And I don't know why. I can already tell this comment will probably cause drama for her. I can just feel it because y'all know how Dorit is. Alright, moving on is Erika in her house, and she has, I think it was a therapist over, and she's telling her that the other night, Sutton gave this speech about sisterhood, and then the next day, she then called me out about a comment that I whispered to Kyle. I guess it wasn't good enough. I guess I should have said it in front of the whole table. I guess that's what Sutton wanted. So now Erika says that she has noticed that there is a pattern with Sutton where she at times maybe feels like she's left out, and when she feels like she isn't in the loop of something, she freaks out. And the flashbacks definitely bear that out. What I think was a little wrong of Erika to do was trying to say that perhaps Sutton has like a multi-personality disorder. That wasn't nice to say. But she clearly still gets triggered by Sutton, mainly because of the past. We all know what happened. And she makes a comment about Sutton throwing a pizza party for Kyle, who's going through her divorce. And Erika says to this therapist, well, I never got a pizza party. But, if I recall correctly, Sutton was taking Erika out a lot when Erika announced her divorce. It wasn't until the whole Tom scandal with the victims and everything that Sutton switched up. So I guess Erika's forgetting that part. But Erika is also planning to remodel and renovate her house to make it feel more like her sanctuary and bring all these positive energies. Okay, so then it is the day for Kyle's party. She went all out. Listen, as annoying as Kyle is, we got to give it up to her that she can throw a party. We see Camille arrive, love Camille. I didn't like it though that when she's telling Camille about her situation, Camille makes a comment saying like, oh, I can relate or something like that. And Kyle throws some shade in her confessional saying, oh, Camille's projecting. Her situation was much worse than mine. Kyle, she was relating to you, not equating. Like, oh, this is why I can't with her. With Kyle, she's so... I can't with Kyle. But again, Kyle, really great job with the party. She really does transform her backyard into the theme of whatever she's having that party of. She had a mechanical bull. The outfits. Dorit's outfit, I hate it. Everyone else was okay. Bose nailed it. She definitely incorporated cowgirl and Barbie at the same time, so I love that. Kyle also had a tattoo artist there, and Garcelle decided to get one that says 1111, but it was really small. Sutton was joining Garcelle as Garcelle was getting this tattoo, and as they're sitting there, Garcelle tells Sutton that, when they were at the girls' trip, she had a conversation with Kyle because Garcelle wants to, get to know Kyle on a deeper level. All right, anyway, Garcelle then gets ready to drop a bomb. She says to Sutton, so Kyle told me that PK texts her. And Sutton's like, oh, I already knew that. And Dorit knows that too. Garcelle says, well, I would have an issue with that. I would have a problem with that. I don't think that's okay. Okay. I think she really thought she had some big news, like some big secret. And while I agree with Garcelle that it is weird, I would also have an issue with it. It's not a secret, It's not something that people don't know. I think she really thought that she was revealing some big thing, but she wasn't. We see Bose, Dorit, and Erika. Erika and Dorit really like her. They talk about the Sprinter van outburst with Sutton, and Bose has an idea of doing some tribal council by bringing everyone together because, also you guys, they didn't show this last week, but when they were in that Sprinter, Garcelle also had brought up that she felt left out, that Bose and Dorit were talking in the beach, just the two of them, and Bose actually said to her, not everything is for everyone sometimes. Bose makes a good point though. Like, it is hard to have a deep conversation in a big group setting. So eventually they all come around to sit together, and Sutton instantly brings up that she really did mean what she meant at the dinner. She wants sisterhood and honesty and all this stuff. She says, I want us to feel free and open and honest and talk and not talk behind each other's backs. Erika says, listen, I do think you're being sincere. I do think that. But you're volatile. You can be great, but then you can flip on your head. And Dorit says, yes, sometimes you do overreact when you are stressed, Sutton. And Sutton says, wait a minute! Hold on! And Dorit says, please don't raise your voice at me again because that's what makes things go downhill. And Sutton then sarcastically says, okay, I will talk like this. And Dorit says, no, you don't have to talk like that. Just talk normal. You don't have to scream. And Kyle's like, okay, Sutton, just make your point. Say what you wanted to say. And Sutton says, well, my point is for us to be honest. And Erika says, then you gotta lead by example. And Dorit says, yeah, you can't just talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. Sutton continues to speak in this weird voice, and Dorit says, you're not being genuine, kind, or real by talking like that. And Sutton says, yes, I am. So then Dorit starts to mimic Sutton's voice to make her hear what she actually sounds like. And then Sutton says, you're angry, not at me, at your life. And everyone's like, whoa. And Dorit says, yeah, I'm not in a good place. Of course I'm not. And Sutton says, well, it's not my fault that you're in this position that you're in. And Dorit says, you've been waiting to say that to me, haven't you? Sutton then gets very cocky and says, like, I'm never wrong and things like that. And then Dorit says, I'm being honest. My life sucks right now. I don't want to be in this situation. I'm being transparent, honest, and open. Is that good for you? Sutton says, Dorit, I'm not angry at you. I just got angry at you because you were not understanding the big point. The big point is that we all have to be friends. Bose then jumps in and says, then we can't weaponize. Sutton says, who weaponized? And Bose says, you just did. Like, you just weaponized what she's going through, and that's not fair. So then Miss Camille gets her moment, and she says, I have to say, years ago, my house burned down, I lost everything, and I didn't get a lot of compassion, especially by Dorit. Dorit then says, honey, you were a total, C-U-N-T. She actually said the word. Camille says, you called me that word. And Dorit says, I did it as a joke, and that happened years ago. Dorit says, I called you that as a joke. You always knew it, but you needed a moment. You always need a moment. And Camille says, oh, the woman who always is taking selfies, you're the one that needs a moment. You're always holding your friends back because you're busy taking pictures. And Dorit says, why are you even here? Do you need another moment? Camille says, you are still condescending. You know what? I actually felt bad for you the first time I met you when you were with her. She forgot Erika's name. But anyway, Sutton is being rude to Dorit. Dorit is being rude to Camille. And things were just very awkward at the end. And that's where the episode ended. Just very awkward. Ooh, let me tell y'all something. I don't know why. I have a really soft spot for Camille Grammer. I really like her. And I always wonder, why don't they make her a housewife again? Like, she is Beverly Hills and OG. I love Camille, so I didn't like Dorit coming at her. I'm definitely Team Camille, although I do think that Camille was not, you know... I'm sorry, Camille, I love you, but you did not win that battle. I think Dorit definitely got you in that. Like, you were not... You usually are able to hold your own pretty good, so I don't know what happened there. But I'm Team Camille. When it comes to Dorit and Sutton, though, I am going to have to be Team Dorit, you guys. I'm sorry, I know that might not be the most popular thing to say, but I do feel like Sutton can be very mean, and I don't like it. And I don't like Garcelle talking about this whole robbery thing and all this stuff. Like, we get it, but what is the point of bringing this up? You know what I mean? But anyway, you guys, and I also got to say, I love Bose defending Dorit. That's what a friend does, and I really like their friendship. And I agree with her. That definitely is weaponizing. You are weaponizing. If you know someone is going through something and you bring that up in an argument to make a point, I do think that's weaponizing. But you guys, please let me know what your thoughts were on this episode. If you agree, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine, but just let me know. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.